Hi, folks. Welcome back to Beyond the Screen, the Family Connection podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Samantha Hayes, educator, parent, and founder of Beyond the Screen Families. Now, let's be honest. There are days when parenting feels like running a marathon. And while doing that, you're carrying groceries, managing a calendar, and trying to make everyone happy, which we know doesn't work. You're moving constantly, but getting nowhere, or at least that's how it feels, right? If this sounds familiar, you might not just be tired. You might actually be burned out. And the truth is, burnout isn't a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you've been showing up for everyone else for too long without enough time to refill your own tank. So, today we're talking about what that really looks like, why it's so hard for parents to rest, and find five ways to recharge that don't involve disappearing for a weekend. Although I know sometimes that's the option you're going to want to take. These are realistic, doable shifts, and we'll walk you through all of them so that you can fit them into your life, into your parenting style, and you don't have to just escape. So here's the thing. Burnout doesn't always show up as a breakdown. It shows up as irritability, disconnection, forgetting what you enjoy. Maybe you notice that you start spending more time scrolling. Maybe you're like, I just gonna sit down in this chair. And that's kind of the end of it. Those things can all help us understand that we might be burning out. You're still doing the right things. You're packing lunches, you're driving to practice, you're keeping up with work, but it's like the joy has been drained out of it. You no longer enjoy any part of that. Where at one point, maybe you liked packing the lunch and figuring out what to put in there. And now it's like, I just have to get through it. And that's not because you're doing too little. It's because you're doing too much with no recovery in between. We were never meant to parent in isolation without extended family nearby or a village around us. And on top of that, we're parenting in a digital era where we're not just managing our own screen use, but we're also filtering, monitoring, and regulating our kids too. And I get all of that. My nearest family lives across the country from me. And so sometimes it feels like, gosh, if I could only just send them to grandma's house for just a second, I might feel a little better, right? It's the constant mental load. And we hear all about that all the time. If you check your social media stream, you hear about the mental load of parenting. Remembering passwords, tracking screen time, juggling schedules, managing emotional needs because one kid's starting to cry, one's getting upset, all while feeling like you're not doing enough. And social media contributes to that when we see those perfect images of what looks like the perfect family, and we're like, okay, but that's not me. That's not my family. And I'll give you a hint, that's not their family either. Burnout thrives in spaces where your output exceeds your input for far too long. So here's the sneaky part. Burnout isn't always about how much we're doing. It's often about how we're doing it. So let me give you a few hidden drains that are quietly stealing your energy. Decision fatigue. And boy, oh boy, do I feel this one. How many decisions do you make before 9 a.m.? You might get tired just thinking about that. I mean, I think about all the time, like, it's like my kids get up and then it's like I have to make all these decisions for myself and for my children. What to pack for lunch, which email to answer, what to wear, when to leave. The list is endless. Each decision chips away at your mental battery. And I'm telling you, that's the one I struggle with the most. That is my hidden drain, decision fatigue. Emotional labor is another one. You're not just managing tasks, you're managing emotions, calming meltdowns, smoothing over sibling fights, making sure everyone's okay. It's the invisible work, but it's one of the heaviest kinds of work that we can do. Lack of transitions. When every moment of your day blends together, work, dinner, cleanup, bedtime, and that has happened more as we work from home. Everything just kind of blends cohesively together. Your brain actually never gets that signal to rest. I want you to think about that. Even if you work from home, if your brain is never getting that signal to rest, how that can be impacting you. And another big one is the constant connectivity. Even when you're off, you're not really off. Think about it. Texts, notifications, and messages, they just keep popping up and they keep your brain alert. And if you wear a smartwatch of any kind, it just exemplifies that. The fix, it's not about a massive overhaul. Let me say that again. It's not about a massive overhaul. I'm not trying to give you 1,200 more things to do or one, frankly. It's about finding small releases or ways to help lower the mental pressure a few degrees. Think about your stove right now when you're boiling some water. You can turn it down just slightly and the boil will subside. The same is true when we're getting to burnout. How can we help turn it down to help you not feel so burned out? So let's talk about 5 ways, five simple ways, realistic, to recharge you. And let's talk about them not in theory, like, oh, if you do this, theoretically, da da da, but real life. Okay. One is a micro rest moments. Rest doesn't have to mean an afternoon nap. This is one of my favorite ones. Lots of times I will tell my own children, like, I need 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's all I need. Sometimes I just need to go sit down on the couch for a second. I need to sit, I need to breathe, and then I'm ready to go. So it could mean those things. It could mean sitting in your car for 2 minutes after you drop the kids off. It could mean sitting in the car for 2 minutes after your drive home. Breathing before you rush inside. Like I just said, sit, take a few deep breaths in and out. Micro rest moments tell your brain you're safe and you can slow down. You don't just have to keep running from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, right? Another thing you could try is one daily non-negotiable. Pick one small thing that's for you. Do it right now. What is that one small thing? Somebody actually asked me to do that today. What's one small thing that I'm committing to? And I'm like, exercising 4 times a week consistently. That's for me. That's not for anybody else. That's for me. Maybe your thing is coffee out on the patio or tea on the porch, a walk, a stretch before bed, calming down with 20 minutes of reading time before you close your eyes. Protect it like it's an appointment. And seriously, one of my ways to protect it is to actually schedule it on my calendar. If it's scheduled, it gets done. So maybe try actually scheduling yourself that moment. Again, it doesn't have to be long. It can be 5 minutes, 20 minutes. Maybe you have a whole hour, but really committing to that one non-negotiable. Trying a digital fast. Pick one night a week where phones go away early for every single person in your house, because I'm telling you, like, our kids need this if they're on devices just as much as we do. You'll be shocked how much quieter your mind feels when it's not on call 24/7. Do you use the do not disturb on your phone? If you don't, you should. Like, we don't need to be interrupted after a certain time. I started turning that on when I was in higher education leadership, and I was like, I need to commit to myself that after 8 p.m., there is no work, there is no constant on. Like, from that point on, that's my time to calm down and be ready. Simplify connection, another one. Connection doesn't have to mean hours of planned activities. Have a no screen dinner, take a walk, ask a silly question at bedtime, like, what made you smile today? My two favorites, what made you smile, or what was your favorite? What was your least favorite? And we add in sometimes a couple others, but it's not about presence, it's about perfection. And if you have the cozy bingo challenge, like, that's perfect. One simple connection moment, you can take it and be like, we're going to do this one tonight. And number 5, nature as reset. This one is completely science backed. Stepping outside, even for 5 minutes, literally lowers cortisol and rebalances your nervous system. I'm not lying. Go look it up. Nature is a powerhouse. If we step outside and truly take it in, right? I mean, don't bring your cell phone with you. Don't bring that constant thing, but like, step outside, your nervous system calms down. It does. It works. Step outside barefoot, it's even better because then you're grounding yourself. A backyard, a balcony, or an open window also counts for that. Your brain receives it in the same way. So if you only pick one of these, I'm going to encourage you to pick the last one. Use nature as your reset button. And let's make this real for a second. If you're listening and thinking, okay, but like, where do I start? Decision fatigue, right? Where do I start? Here are 3 small but powerful swaps you can make this week to invite more connection and curiosity back into your home. Number 1, swap passive for purposeful. Passive for purposeful. When you notice your child scrolling or zoning out, or just like in that game zone, where it's like, they're like not even blinking, invite them into something purposeful instead, like building, baking, storytelling, reading. You don't even have to plan it. Just say, let's make something together. Purpose sparks presence. Number two is replace no screens with let's try this instead. And if you've been listening, I'm all about replacement. Replacement. And mindset is huge. Instead of shutting off devices cold, we're turning them off. We're going to go do this instead. We're turning them off. No more screens. Redirect with something tangible, like one of our family challenges, a walk to collect treasures, or a kitchen experiment. When we replace without shame, kids respond with curiosity instead of resistance. 3, build in a daily anchor moment. Choose one time each day where everyone connects. No screens allowed. Maybe it's breakfast, after school, or right before bed. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Those anchor movements become the heartbeat of your family. Like, it becomes this ritual and this routine, and it's so rich for all of you in this moment, for everybody to pause. And remember, small, consistent shifts do more than one big overhaul. It's not about going screen free. It's about going beyond the screen, right? We're all about balance. Now, I know what you might be thinking at this point. This all sounds great. Like, great for her. But when do I actually get the space to do that? Here's my honest answer. You create it. And sometimes easiest way to create that space is by setting your kids up for independent screen-free play. That's exactly what our boredom buster box is designed to do. I'm going to open it up and show it to you just so you can get a little quick glimpse. I mean, chock full of things, creativity prompts that just get the brain going, and a whole bunch of supplies to aid in that spark of creativity and independent work. It's $39, shipping included, packed with creative, self-directed activities kids can do without a screen. So you can take a real breath. Kids as early as 2 can start doing this. I kid you not. Pull out the box, pull out a prompt, and have some fun. The box includes, as you saw, hands-on prompts, open-ended play ideas, and materials that encourage curiosity and imagination. No setup required. All you need is this box. Well, and maybe if they decide when they see a prompt like, ooh, we have that egg crate. Can I use that? I mean, so they might want to add something else into it, right? Grab yours at beyondthescreenfamilies.com/shop and give yourself permission to recharge while your kids play. When we slow down, we teach our kids something powerful, that being productive isn't the same as being valuable. And I'm intentionally pausing there because sometimes I myself also need to hear this. Being productive is not the same as being valuable. They learn by watching us. We are their best teachers. When we do something, we are modeling it for our kids. So, what behaviors and actions do you want your kids to see? If they see us rushing all day, they think busyness is normal. And I want you to think back on what you might have learned. Have you learned that busyness is normal? But if they see us rest, breathe, and reset, they'll grow up believing rest is a healthy part of life. And that's what we want for them. Here's something to reflect on this week. What would it look like for your family to value energy the same way you value time? Because when your energy is full, everyone else and everything else, connections, patience, joy, it flows more easily. Your energy needs to be protected. So here's your takeaway today. Burnout isn't a personal flaw. It's a systems issue. Think about everything we've talked about today. It's all about setting up systems so that you can reset and recharge. And you can start small. In fact, I highly encourage you, do not go out and try to implement everything we talked about today. I want you to pick one thing, and do that. Add micro moments. Maybe go outside. Protect one thing that's just for you. You deserve to feel like yourself again. And if you need a little help keeping your kids happily engaged while you take that time, grab a boredom buster box at beyondthescreenfamilies.com/shop. It's $39. It's one of our best selling sanity savers. You won't regret it. There's more to come with these. So grab this box now and then get excited about all the stuff that's coming. And don't forget, for your kids, we just launched Curiosity Sparks, our brand new kids-only audio podcast on Apple Podcasts. For just $4.99 a month, they'll get weekly curiosity-filled adventure and audio challenges designed to inspire real-world play, not screen time. There's always a topic. They get to learn about the topic, and there's challenges built in to that learning and understanding for them to do and understand the concept and the topic even better. One episode per week, $4.99. So simple. It's a plug and play type of thing. The episodes are around 8 to 10 minutes, perfect for that reset and rest time for you. Curiosity Sparks on Apple Podcasts. Thanks for being here and doing the most important work of all, raising curious, connected, capable kids, one screen-free moment at a time. Let's keep creating moments that stick. Bye, friends.